welcome everybody. Today is April 27th, 2026. This is the Village of Hannah City.
No, it's not.
No, sorry.
It's the 11th.
May 11th, 2026. I was reading the wrong thing. Please stand for the pledge and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated.
I'm going to take care of the caller first.
We have a visitor online. Can you state what you're here for?
Isn't this a public meeting?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Okay. I am here to listen to the meeting then.
What's your name?
My name is RJ.
RJ. Are you a Hannah City resident?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you want to bring anything before the board, or are you just here to listen?
I'm here to listen at the moment, but there may come a part where I may have some information, but at this time I'm just listening.
Okay. Well, we do guest speakers at the beginning for public input. So
Well, the part I really wanted to listen to was the pre-annexation discussion for the. Let me get to the agenda. It looks like the pre-annexation part, the attorney's report. That's the part I'm really waiting to listen to and get in preparation for a June 1 and a June 8th meeting. Does that give you enough information?
Yeah, that's fine. Just trying to have an idea.
Okay.
Miss out on anything.
Nope. I'm just gonna listen and just so we can be prepared. Thank you.
Alma, we have you here. You can stand up and address the board.
I know two. The rest of you are all strangers to me, and I've lived in Hannah City for 58 years. And the reason I'm here, I live at 605 Lakeshore Drive, next door to the group home. And for 20 years, I don't know where my patients came from, but I tolerated, I put up, I understood. I'm a retired registered nurse. I know the men that were there needed to be there. I had no problems with the clients. It was the staff and the charity. This is the second one that the people that they hired, I wouldn't have trusted them to take care of my cat. But that house has been empty for 10 years. 10 years. And a month ago, earlier this spring, people from the charity were out and with a company that does restorations by the name of Blue Sky. And they went through the house, I don't know how many days, with their clipboards making notes about this, that, and the other thing. And apparently they gave them an estimate on what it would be to restore the place, because The outside looks okay, but according to one of the workers, they were there about a week and a half to do the restoration. And one particular day, my husband saw one guy out in the driveway and he went over and he said, what are they gonna do here? Are they going to restore it and sell it? Or are they going to restore it and put guys back in it or women or whatever? And he said, the inside of this house is a disaster. It is inhabitable. And he said, tomorrow they're going to bring a Bubba dump. This was a month ago. I have looked at this god-awful, ugly Bubba dump for a month. It's about 25 feet from my house.
Is it in their driveway?
It's in the driveway. And not one person has been in that house to do any work in a month. My patience has run out. I did some research. I think that house should be condemned. It's inhabitable. That's one of the requirements. It's a nuisance. That's two. What are they gonna do? And I know the pipeline people they would probably support me 250% about getting rid of that house because that is right adjacent to the pipeline that runs down that road. I think that house should be condemned and taken down, and I need help. I can't do it. That's why I came here. You guys and ladies work for me. I don't work for you. I pay your bill, your taxes, your paycheck. And I just need some help because I am at the end of my patience.
What's the address of the home?
She lives right next door to Ryan.
Yeah,
His
I
house
just,
is right here, there.
I think the house, the little gray house across the street is 526, and I think that one is 523 that's next door to me.
It's 523 Lakeshore?
Lakeshore Drive, yeah.
Okay. Has
there been any permits?
this the one on the left side of Ryan?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, right, there's a driveway that goes back to my property and Don Snyder's, and it's right there.
yeah, it's at her house.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, no, Oma lives right on the left side.
I live on, have you ever remembered the movie The Last House on the Left?
Brick out.
It was a horror movie.
yeah.
But I lived in the last house on the left. And I've lived there for 58 years. It's been a lovely place to live and raise a daughter. I mean, I love Anna City. I grew up in the south end of Peoria when it was a nice place to live. It certainly is not now. And we moved to Anna City to raise our baby. And
Do you know, is the property unlocked? Is it open? In other words, it's locked?
it's locked. It's locked. I mean, through the years, Trinity Services, they had what I call their handyman, and he would show up maybe once every 2 weeks. And now he shows up, I don't know when, but there's a light, they have a light on in that house all night. I think for security reasons.
Is it still owned by Trinity?
Pardon?
Is it still owned by Trinity? Is that the name of the?
Trinity Services, yeah.
Yeah, I know I've spoken to them before.
That'll be registered by somebody, don't it, with it being a group home?
Yeah, we've talked to them before. I can't remember what the last issue was. I think it was maybe just mowing or something.
Trinity Foundations Incorporated. There's a Mr. Robert S. Taylor. This is who the property is registered to.
Well, I think they told Ryan, they told us when the big person at Trinity changed, and they were all out there, and they came over and knocked on the door and introduced themselves. And then their intent at that time, and that was, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, that they were going to, fix the house up, and their road warriors that come to town, they were gonna let them stay out there. If I was one of their road warriors, and their main office is in Peoria, and they want me to go to Hannah City and stay in a house all by myself, where I don't know anybody, anything, or who, they're crazy. And then they told Ryan that same story again, not too long ago.
Yeah, the first step, as I see it, is we need to get our building inspector out there and let him take a look at it, because he'll let us know, he'll give us a professional opinion on the home, so, and we can do that.
I mean, we've done window keeping.
I was gonna ask, are the windows open in a manner you can see it's uninhabitable from the outside?
Well, I was in the house before, and there are holes in the wall.
No, I know that, but I mean, like, you said the door's locked, so I'm guessing if we're talking an uninhabitable or a horrid situation, can we see it through the window from the street?
No, those are all closed.
I think the house is empty, just destroyed, is what I'm hearing.
The walls, he said it just, the whole thing needs to be gutted. I mean, it is empty for 10 years. And I'm sure they had to have heat or the water turned off, or the pipes that would have been. It's just.
Has the water been turned off?
I don't know, I'd have to go look.
I would assume so.
I'd have to go look.
Yeah, our first line will be getting informed by you, which we greatly appreciate. That's what we want our community members to do. Is let us when they see something they don't think's right.
I know.
And then what we will do is we'll get a hold of our building inspector. Ryan will reach out to him, and we'll make it a priority to get somebody out there to take a look at that.
And my concern, for I don't know how many years, they could get, I don't know, I have to be nice. Squatters?
Could,
in there,
yeah.
And you would have a hell of a time getting them out.
Well, that wouldn't be us. That would be Trinity's Foundation, unfortunately.
And maybe squatters had been in there, and maybe that's why some of the damage is what's there.
Could be. Like I said, I don't know.
It's just, I just need help, guys and girls.
Yep, and we will, like I said, we will probably do our due diligence.
I appreciate everything you can do. And if you need help, talk to the pipeline people.
Pipeline, which pipeline people?
Okay, what is it?
Used to Panhandle Eastern, now it's, Liberty Gas,
The natural gas pipeline.
but they're not gonna, they won't. They've already, I don't know what to say, the right of way and setbacks have already been set. And they wouldn't have anything to gain by removing a house close to the pipeline.
Well, the house across where Hellers lived early on when we moved in, the farm family.
Liberty Utilities.
There was a storage garage next to Clanton's, between their house and Clanton's house. And pipeline made them move that storage thing because it was, and they,
Moved over the line, probably.
I don't know where it was, but they were throwing a hissy fit about that.
It doesn't sound the dam, though.
Hmm?
Is it on the dam? Yeah.
Where does that natural gas service come from?
Well, there's a federal main that runs through my property, which runs to Elmwood. And I'm pretty sure Silco's tapped onto it right past Murphy Road there, almost at King.
Okay.
So I don't think.
Then I think it runs south because
I don't know if Liberty's had anything that really runs through town. I think Ameren controls all that in town, but I'm not 100% on that.
Well, that one on the other side of the group home runs through town. I live in town. And it goes clear over through Phil Gould, the end of Phil Gould.
It might be part of it, I don't
You know,
know.
I mean,
It
it
could
runs
be,
east and west through there.
I don't know. I just know mine, the one runs through mine, cuts across 116, straight across, and it comes across the field by me, runs down through me, and then the back side of town behind the sewer treatment plant. And I don't know that they have, I don't think they, I think that's all Ameren. In the municipality of cities is Ameren. But there is a big line that runs through there, yeah, but I think Ameren controls that.
So, does the outside of the house look bad?
It's a brick home. And they keep the lawn mowed, they have a wooden ramp that goes up to the front.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a wooden ramp that goes up on the east side of the house around to the
What's
back.
the
Are they
address?
dilapidated?
All that wood is rot.
Okay, I mean, that we could maybe ask them to remove, but if like,
walk, because I don't weigh a ton and a half. I walked up on the deck and was very cautious where I stepped, because I could have one leg gone down through,
525.
and then the railing is lifted up. It's, yeah, they made sure they had the outside and the gate
Okay.
off. It's backed up against the ramp around the side. I should have taken pictures for you.
No, it's fine. The key will be that the inspector needs to get inside and take a look at it. And he'll let us know what he thinks.
There was a car, a big black pickup truck, a nice pickup truck there this morning, about a little after 7, and it pulled, you couldn't pull all the way in off the road, but it was parked right behind that dumpster. I don't know what that man did. He just sat there for about 15 minutes, maybe, waiting to see if somebody was gonna show up and work, or he was from the Bubba Dump people. I mean, it costs, I've never had Bubba Dump, but you have a dump sitting in your yard for a month, that's costly, isn't it?
It's like $350 a week, depending on your size.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a big one.
and they will come and get theirs if they're not paying it, or if it's in there too long. I mean, that's on them. That's on Bubba Dump.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that, that's their money,
Okay.
that's their issue. I'm afraid if it stays there forever like this, people are gonna start dumping in it, thinking it's because it's there, just, and God only knows what I'll get in it. I'll let you all have the rest of the meeting, and thank you for listening to me
Yeah, thanks for bringing it to our attention.
and tolerating me.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now it's time to go home and have an adult beverage.
Everybody should have a copy of our April 27th meeting minutes. No changes or corrections, I would entertain a motion. Motion by Zidek to approve the minutes as written. Second by Weaver. Further comments, corrections, changes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next item is a treasurer's report.
Okay, everybody has a copy of the treasurer's report. There are a few things on here that are a little out of the ordinary. The excavating bills for the public works building are on there. There's 2 under AKW and 1 under auto maps. Other than that, amount of interest we got in Illinois funds this month is $9,188.35.
Most ever.
I know, right?
Wow.
That's because we have all that.
I see that
We-
now.
yeah.
I was like, did the rates go back up? But no.
Now
No, it's 'cause we have
we've got the loan for the building money sitting
Okay.
in there that we're
I
earning
see that
interest
now.
on before as we spend it.
Well, yeah, why not?
Right.
That would make
Very
sense.
good. And then we do have the audit scheduled for the week of May the 18th.
Anybody have any questions for Cassandra?
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report and pay all outstanding. Yes, thank you. Think of the word.
Motion by Johnson, second by Sidak. No discussion? Comment? We'll roll call it. Weaver?
Yes.
Miller? Johnson?
Yes.
Sidak?
Yes.
Motion carries. That is it?
That is it?
Engineer's report?
Nothing.
Attorney's report. Shauna's not here.
Yeah, so per our previous conversations, as we moved into the new fiscal year, I told Shauna, just like we were doing with the engineer, that she only needs to attend the meetings if we ask her to. Since we didn't have anything specifically for the attorney tonight, I asked her, told her that we didn't need her to attend, no need for us to, spend, huh? Yep. And if I have stuff that I need, or if something comes up, then I can just contact her or whatever. So, from moving forward, anytime that we feel like we need her, I'll just invite her to come. And so I'll cover the stuff that's in her thing. Basically, what we're working on right now is we've got a planning and zoning meeting scheduled for June 1st. We have 3 things to look at that evening. We have one pre-annexation application, which is down Pinkerton. That area we've kind of targeted along Pinkerton Road, that we've got several that have pre-annexed over there. So that'll be reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Committee. We also have Title II, which has to be finalized, and then the zoning map. And then we did make some zoning changes. There's 2 or 3 properties that were like ag that probably should be business, and one that was industrial that should be business. So we got a few of those that we're changing. But they'll review that at that meeting, and then eventually all that'll come here for the board to review. Any questions?
I thought that would be already finalized.
It is, the only issue is that we're gonna add the zoning map to it, so, yeah.
I already have it online. So.
No, that you did right. Yep, you did right.
And what is board meeting 17?
That was the thing I said about Shanna.
No, I thought it meant board.
That's what I thought.
I was like,
No,
okay.
that's what I had already covered.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, anything
Is
else?
there any more information you can give on the Pinkerton Road annexation?
Not at this time. It still has to go to the planning and zoning meeting, which is on June 1st.
Did you have a specific question?
No, not a specific question, just
Basically,
wanting to
the
find
way
out.
the process works is any property within 1.5 miles of a fully annexed property can apply to be pre-annexed. Then we basically use 2 rules. Do we have line of sight to eventually fully annexing that property? And if so, then it usually goes to the Planning Commission, and or is there some value or benefit to the village for it being pre-annexed? And if either of those questions is yes, then it goes before the Planning and Zoning Commission. The Planning and Zoning Commission will review the application and make a determination of whether or not they want to move it forward and have it for the board to review. If they approve it, then it'll go before the board meeting and be voted on, which the next board meeting that would be voted on would be June 8th.
Okay, so are you guys aware of why the annexation is wanting to happen?
I don't know that I've read through that in the application itself. I did get an email from the individual who is looking to pre-annex the property, and he said that he would be available to come to the June meeting and explain what he was looking for and why he wanted to pre-annex at that time. Do you have information on that?
Well, I don't necessarily have information. Still waiting to hear from my attorney on that, but
Are you against the annexation or the pre-annexation?
I'm not sure what I am right now because the individual is I forget what he's called. Anyway, he heads the estate, and
Yeah, that's my understanding. The person that lived there passed away, and then the executor of the estate is wanting to
Yes.
pre-annex the property.
the executor, yes. And he's not communicating with anyone on the estate, so we're really just finding out about this. And like I said, waiting to hear from the attorneys so that we can get more information. But I'd be happy to pass along any information we get on in terms of why he's wanting to annex it into the city. There's bigger plans in the background. That
Yeah, the majority of time when people want to pre-annex in, it's because they are wanting to build something or construct something on the property, and they don't want to deal with Peoria County zoning. They'd rather deal with Hannah City zoning. That's the primary reason people pre-annex in. But I guess what I
yeah,
would say is,
you just think the executor of an estate would be upfront and forthcoming with the rest of the individuals involved in the estate. So that's why we're gathering information.
oh, okay. Yeah, and the June 1st Planning and Zoning Committee meeting is an open meeting as well. So if you and or others had concerns, you're more than willing to attend that meeting as well.
And that's not online, right? Or is it?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Is that one in person or is it going to be on Zoom?
It'll be just like tonight. You can attend in person or you can attend online.
Okay.
The only question I would have at this point is, do we know who is the property left to?
Well, the property was per the will to be sold. So technically none of this should be going on. Per the will, the property was to be sold and divided among the individuals that was stated in the will. So there's a lot of non-communication and doing whatever the executor wants without consulting anyone. And
yeah, this might be a hiccup for us because if it hasn't been through probate and all that hasn't been settled, then we probably cannot pre-annex the property.
Right. It's currently in probate, and there's a lot of stalling and, like I said, non-communication. No one in the family has been talked to about it. So yeah, we're working with lawyers on it.
Understand. Appreciate your insights.
Hope it's beneficial, and I will definitely be at the June 1 meeting.
Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome to stay if you want, or you can get off. That's up to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll probably stay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Administrator's report?
Okay, so you got the financial packet. This is the year end. So the fiscal year ended at the end of April. Huh?
I said, oh, wow.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Fiscal year.
Do you?
So you can look at the April core funds report. This is not adjusted. So the reason the income is so high and the expenses are so high is the last month of the year is when we move cash around, like we said we were going to do that you guys had approved. And so the variance is going to be exactly the same. It's just we moved cash from one pocket to the other, but that's why those numbers are up. If you look at the next sheet, you can see I backed those cash movements out, and you can see down below what we moved. So we transferred. If you remember right, we created a street fund, separated it out. So we moved some cash into that to fund it, and then we had an interfund transfer for $120,000. That was for the Public Works building and the solar loan. And then you can see it went into the interfund transfer, that $85,000 went into the solar loan down below. But the variance, that 23,652 positive variance for the month, it didn't change.
That's the month, never mind, sorry.
So then April core funds, you can look at the breakout, general unemployment, that's unadjusted. And then if you look at the next slide, you can see the adjusted numbers where I backed those things out. So we were positive across the board with the exception of sewer and garbage. We did have an issue with garbage. We received multiple bills and we paid twice. So next month there should not be a garbage bill. So we ended up paying double for garbage in the month of April. Then if you look at the core funds adjusted, so again we were positive 23,652. You can see the individual breakdowns of the reasons why we were either positive or negative for each. The one thing I will point out is we did not get the board pay done on last year's, we budgeted for it on last year's budget, but we didn't get it paid until May 1. So that didn't hit, so that'll hit next month, and it should have hit in April.
Is it on the calendar? Because I completely forgot.
The what?
Is it on the master calendar?
It
The
is.
board day?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
My bad.
So MFT, you can see we had income but no expenses. TIF, we just had interest income, and we did have some expenses. That was the last bill for Jacob and Klein, I think, in the Economic Development Group. It's in that number. BDD, we had a grant, and then we also had some Jacob and Klein, the last quarterly invoice from them, but it was positive, so. Again, all good. And then if you go to year-to-date core funds, so the first slide is unadjusted. Then if I go to the adjusted slide, you've got all the reasons down there below. We did make a change this year in the way we were budgeting and how we're going to handle capital expenditures, which hopefully next year will mean we don't have to do as much of this adjustment explanations and make our lives a little bit easier. Yeah, fingers crossed. But if you take out all of the stuff, that abnormal stuff, we had 1.685 of income, so we were just a little bit better than our budget. But being within $10,000 or $11,000 on the budget, I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. On the expense side, then we were about $80,000 to the good, but we had a positive variance of $438,760. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And you can see the breakdown of that by each area, and then the adjusted breakdown of that by each area. Then I added a slide this month. If you look at after the year-to-date summary, if you look at the year-to-date summary, operation versus capital. So our income over expense, we were $438,760 to the positive, but we budgeted to put aside $306,000 of capital. So that's not actually an expense. We're just setting it aside, moving it from checking to savings, if you will. So that's why our income over expense is so high, because we allocated $306,000 to go to capital in the Illinois funds. So that means our positive variance after capital, setting aside that money, was $132,760. And at the last meeting, we agreed to use 120 of that. We transferred $85K to the solar loan and $35K for the Public Works building. So that's how the cash all worked out. Year-to-date MFT, we ended up being about $8,000 positive year-to-date. And then if you look at year-to-date TIF, this is after we paid 80% of the residential back and all the expenses and everything. We were $44,610 to the good. The reason the budget was so far off is we didn't wait and do the forecast for the increment.
Oh, okay.
And the increment is obviously much higher. So we waited this year and pushed it out until Glenn could give us what the new increment would be. So next year's budget will be closer. I don't think it changed the variance at all. It just meant that our increment.
That's after the 80% of the
Yep.
taxing bonus.
Yep. And then BDD, we had income and expense, and our expenses, we budgeted to lose money this year because we knew our income wasn't gonna cover all of our expenses, because we did the sidewalk for 160. So we went into the year knowing we were gonna use some cash to cover the sidewalk. But our variance wasn't 160,000 negative, it was only 97,000 negative, so we actually did outperform that a little bit. We thought we were gonna lose a 111, but we only lost 97. Then if you look at the cash summary sheet, so there's a lot of movement. So the monthly variance on the checking side is negative, and that was because we moved a lot of money to the Illinois funds. Year-to-date variance, again, we moved money to the Illinois funds. That was the primary driver. Savings, and we made the solar loan payment. What was that amount? Do you remember? No, I thought it was 2 something. Anyway, that's what came out of there. Then the year-to-date variance, you can see we're up at 810,000. That's $500,000 of that is the Public Works building money for the new building. So our cash will go down over time because we're eventually going to pay the building off as expenses come up, and we're going to pay the solar loan, continue to pay it down. But while we've got it, we're earning on it. You saw that for this month. And then the cash spreadsheet got a lot of yellow on it, but most of that is just movement, moving cash around to get us prepared for the new year. We did have, on the sewer loan, we did have about $1,600 left over after we made our payment. So I just asked Cassandra to move that up top, and we'll use that to make our next principal and interest payment for the month. I don't know, any questions? Another good year?
Work.
Yeah.
So looking at that almost 800,000 positive variance, you said half that we're going to pay for.
$1 million of it is the bonds that we got from Public Works.
So we got 500, and I don't remember what it's, $27,000 in when we did the bonds, and then basically we've had to. It's sitting there, and then I'm surprised we haven't gotten a bill, but Blunier, when they started the pylons or whatever, they're supposed to bill us for the second big chunk, which is 118,000. So we're waiting on that bill, and then I think when the building's like 50% done, then they send us another invoice, and then when the building's completely done, they send us another invoice. So that money will be spent in chunks as the building gets developed per the contract.
But in the meantime, it's earning.
So that 800,000, once the building's done, that 849,000 will become closer to 350,000. Yeah, and the reason why we're going to keep that 350 there, if you remember, is if we earn 3.5% on it for the next 9 years, then when it comes time to pay off that was the solar. No, when it comes time to pay off the building in 9 years, the bond in 9 years, that will have grown to the amount that we owe. So that'll sit there, that 300 and some will sit there for 9 years and just earn interest until we can pay off the loan completely. And between now and then we'll make.
And it has to be there for right now.
Yeah, that's the earliest we can pay it off. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to sell the bonds. But the principal and interest payments for the building are built into the budget. So we don't have to, the only money that has to come out of here is the big chunk stuff. So like in the invoice, we had an invoice in this one about the grading for the property. That 15,000 will come out of that number. And Blunier's money will come out of that and so forth. So, yeah, that makes sense? And then the other thing is we did pay down the loan, so we had $39,000 of less cash in the sewer loan because we put the down payment on the loan and moved that to principal and interest moving into the new year. And both those loans now are built into the actual budget. So we're not operating out of cash, we're actually built it into the budget. And the same thing will be true if and when we ever do the water tower. We're putting $10,000 a month now away to save for the water tower. But hopefully when the time comes to do the water tower, and we put, I don't know how much we have, 600 and some thousand, 618,000 for the water tower. We would pay that down and then take whatever forgiveness they give us, and then there'd be a principal and interest payment for that, and we're hopeful that that 10,000 that we're setting aside now, we can just move over and make the principal and interest payment with that 10,000. So that way there's no impact at all really to the budget. Make sense? Yeah, but I think, yeah, most cash that I remember that we've ever had in the bank. That's it.
Wow, what are we gonna do?
Now we just got to do it all again this year.
Mid reports.
Nothing on finance.
Planning and zoning, we didn't have anything other than we're having the planning and zoning meeting on June 1st.
Yep.
Sanitary sewer, Mr. Johnson.
I don't have anything on sanitary sewer and to report, but I do have some on the water.
Okay, water.
Only thing we have going on right now really is the EPA audit. The IEPA, they come every other year. They check on our systems. They take a look at like water loss and testing results just to see how we're performing. They visit the lagoon lift stations in person as well. The only issue that came out was from the water tower, which after discussion and learning that we're so close to breaking ground and starting construction on a new one, they didn't include that in the report.
Yeah, it was a fun discussion because this year we said, if you want to complain about the water tower, give us the money and we'll build it. Oh, you're waiting on us. Yeah, we're waiting on you.
Yeah, we are.
End of report besides that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Building the ground, Mr. Weaver.
Yeah, I get there. Jimmy said that there was an inspector out there today, but we don't know who it was from.
Yeah, I talked to Jimmy too. Like I said, I was out with the guys. They were running that water line, and they hit a big chunk of concrete. They had rebar in it. It was down in the base somewhere. They don't know where it came from, so they got it pulled up. And Jim and Roger and Brad were out there trying to get that water line because it's got to go under the sewer line to get over, and then he said it's a nightmare.
Yeah, they got the sewer line pretty well in, but now they're trying to put the water line in. And then we're still working with Ameren on electric and gas, natural gas.
Yeah, I asked Jim. I said, if you guys do have any more inspectors, I said, please.
And the county really doesn't have any authority.
No, they do not have any authority.
Maybe it's the state plumbing guy.
It could be the state, but I asked Jim. They said if they do, please let us know so we can. And please ask. But
I do want to give those guys a bunch of credit because they put the sewer line in themselves. They're doing the water line themselves, and they're saving us a ton of money by doing that work themselves. So I don't know that we'll have the same. We won't be able to do the natural gas. I think we might be able to do the trench on the electrical, and then have somebody come in and actually run the electrical line.
Cameron did that.
For the first 2 feet.
I was told they
Well,
would
the other
come
thing-
in and do it.
The other thing that Bloonier or the subcontractor today, we're supposed to get the sewer line within 5 feet of the building so that they hook it up. And we were like just under 6 feet away. And they said, no, we won't do it.
No.
And we're like, seriously? So they have to put like an elbow on now or whatever. They've got more work to do to get it to within 5 feet. And that's in the contract, but I was like, come on.
okay.
I don't know if that's a union thing or
It could be.
Yeah.
Anything else, Mr. Weaver?
No.
Anything under streets and alleys?
No.
CDC, Mr. Sidak.
So, wonderful turnout at the Department Awards night, where I graciously won a packet, which they told me had $1,000 in it, to a lucky high schooler. They were very gracious. That was a success. We are just about done. No, we are. It's past April 30th. We are done taking grants. We have this lovely list compiled for us by soon to be Brian.
Sarah, and again, if you talk to Sarah, Sarah's done a ton of work gathering all of the grants, talking with the people. She's really gone above and beyond and really is coordinating the efforts to get all the grants in and get all the paperwork in and so forth. So if you talk to her, thank her. She's done a fantastic job.
Just one thing worth noting. This looks like a lot of work, and this is not a slight at her, but my address is on here under Black Sheep Coffee. So I would just say maybe check some of these addresses, because I'm 12321.
That explains why every time I put Black Sheep Coffee in my GPS, I gotta pull into your driveway.
I wonder why that is.
Just for record keeping sake, I saw that and I'm like, huh.
Where are we?
Back page 12321,
Oh, back.
very top. That's me.
Oh,
So I don't know if she did like a copy and paste, then it might be worth noting because that's
well, now
clearly
she
gonna
could be on
incorrect.
the opposite side of the street.
Yeah.
So it
Or
should
she
be-
may have just typed it wrong, you know.
Yeah, if
I don't know
that's
what
fine.
what is their
I
address.
It
think
should
it's
be in-
probably just a booking
That's what I'm
error,
gonna
but
look up.
It should be an even number.
I just thought if she copy and pasted it, it would mean that the application is incorrect. So that's why I wanted to bring
No,
it.
the applications she scans in, and there's no
Gotcha.
copy and pasting of those, so. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So
It's probably just a typo.
we've got obviously a lot of applications, which really brings into perspective why the CEDC is such a great thing, because they're gonna sift through all of these for us. Brian and I are gonna meet on the 27th this month as sort of a little preliminary meeting. We've already got some preliminary rankings on here, but we'll just touch base and go through some of these. And the CEDC proper will meet on June 3rd, what I assume will be an extremely long and grueling meeting where they will give us their full opinion on each and every one of these, and we'll hopefully have some recommendations to the board at the meeting after that.
And the only reason we ranked them in advance is to get, it's easier to shoot at something, right, rather than look at a blank sheet of paper. So Sarah and I did some rankings based upon our thoughts, and then I'm gonna review that with Zach and get his opinion, and then we'll take it to the folks.
So these are all the applicants.
Yeah, so the first page is the TIF. There's 49 total,
49?
yep. The
Yeah.
first page is the TIF. We've got $50,000 to spend. So you see down there where I have 50,470.
Yep.
That's if you add everything up to that point. So obviously there's gonna be some grants that aren't gonna get approved. And I'm sure we'll get some noise on that, but, we've done 25,000 a year for the BDD, and I think we've done that 3 years.
We did it in 23, 24, 25. Just the fourth.
So this will be the 4th year. So we've spent 75,000 on that. So we did 50,000 for TIF this year.
And that's
And-
the first year.
Correct. And then we'll do 50,000 next year, and then we'll be caught up. They'll be even, right? 100,000 apiece on the residential side. The second page is the BDD residential. So I've got 24,277. So then there's $25,000 available on this. Although the CEDC did say they were going to have a harder bar this year than what they've done in the past, but we'll have to see if that holds out. And then on the last page, we've got $75,000 for the commercial, and we've only got $15,000 in there. But one of those, the blacktop for the storage building, which I think is a good project, but they got one last year, and so one of the rules that the CED said this year is they weren't going to go back to back with somebody.
But I mean, if we only have 4, and we're offering it, and it's going, and one thing about that, and I'm just saying it'll be up to CDC to bring it to us. One thing is, it is a 1/16 frontage property. It would make it look nice.
I'm with you. So it's funny because Zach will remember, but we had one of the CEDC members say, "You guys will be soft next year. You're saying you're going to be really hard, but you'll come in next year and you'll cave and you'll give out the money or whatever." So that's going to be a fun discussion to see how that plays out. But
Glad that that's their attitudes, that they come in there and they want to get as many people as possible.
And they spend a lot of time trying to figure out what they think is going to do the best for the town, the property values and things in town. So
It is like the school of ethics. The CDC comes in and says,
Well, let me tell you this, Sarah has put a lot of work into this. Sarah
Yeah,
has
you can
held their hands, chased down pictures, chased down quotes.
Yeah.
She has put so much work into this, you guys.
yeah, she has. And the other thing I will say is, if we have several in here that have incomplete applications, so we're not taking them forward. We gave them every chance in the world to get their application. Yeah, she followed up more than she needed to. So there's no
And then we got
excuses.
one 2 days late, and they were like, "Can't you make an exception?" No.
I got one sent to me, and
Yeah.
she sent them the email, so I don't know how they put my information. Hey, do you want this address? Should I lay this on Sarah's?
Oh, no, we'll get it.
Cause it is completely wrong.
Yeah, I'll make a note.
It's not.
What is their address?
12702.
12702?
Yeah.
If you guys wanna throw some money my way, I can figure stuff out.
The other thing is we do have two requests that that Gwen, the Jacob and Klein people, didn't think were the right for the grants. And I don't know whether either's gonna, well, one is the dam for the,
An individual grant, that would be an individual one.
well, there's three parties, I guess, that are involved. You got the HOA and you got the people that own the home, maybe two parties that are involved. So you have a personal property, and then you have the HOA owns a portion of it.
That first portion is individual owned.
And then it's the HOA owns to the fence, and then if we did it, the homeowner wanted to do their driveway too, which again is fine. You could do that with the residential grant. They're in the TIF district, everything would be fine. But when I talked to Gwen, she said she wouldn't do it with a grant. If we did it, she'd just do it with like a development agreement and go that direction. And again, I don't even know whether the CEDC would want to do it. I don't even know whether you guys think it's worth doing.
If it can go on the commercial, since it's HOA, there's funds there available.
But again, Gwen didn't think the grant program, it was too restrictive. And
Well, no, I mean, isn't that part of that same money?
well,
Or is it
yes,
different?
no, we would do it as a development agreement, but your
Right.
point is still right. If we didn't spend the $75,000, that money would be there to do something else. The other thing is the old barn that's behind where we're building the new property. Those folks asked the guy who did the work for us whether or not to provide them a quote for taking that barn down. The problem is they want to take it down, but they want to keep the wood. And the guy that's going to take the barn down, it's like you're going to lose a big chunk of it if you just tear the thing down. If you want the wood, you need to kind of have somebody come in and pull the boards off and do all that.
They want that reclaimed wood to use for.
But I don't know. I sent her a note and I said, if you guys are going to take that building down, we might be able to do something to help you, with that. We could do a 75% of the cost of that if that's what they want to do. To me, it would make that area look nicer, and not that it's going to fall and hurt the building, but it would take any of that risk away as well. So
Yeah.
those would be things that I'll have the CEDC look at the next meeting too.
The next CEDC meeting is June 3rd.
June 3rd, 6 p.m.
You did that before.
What time is it?
6 p.m.
And you're getting breakfast pizzas for that time of night?
Yeah, why not? They make them all the time.
You know, we put gravy on there. We use the cheese sauce, we put gravy in there.
That ends my.
Thank you. Administration, Mr. Miller.
From April 3rd to April 30th, 15 calls, 6 traffic stops, 2 accidents, no injuries, 3 service to other agencies, 1 welfare check, 1 suspicious person, and 1 follow-up. I'm guessing service to other agencies is the county cops with our fire department.
Is this what it's gonna look like?
Yep.
I thought they were gonna total out that one we saw, because of how many traffic stops they had.
Were there not any traffic stops in this one?
Yeah, it's,
Five.
6.
6, yeah.
I'm told moving forward, we're going to get only one report
A month,
a month, and it'll be this one, and when I get it, I'll print it and put it in the packets like I did tonight.
so we'll have one for May.
Yeah.
The end of, or the beginning of
June.
June.
Yep.
The only other thing I will add is that we did get a call from a resident who owns property that comes in the back of the property, comes into First Street down here at the corner, but it goes all the way to like Pekin Lane. They own that whole stretch. So historically,
Where?
No, it's not Pekin Lane. It's
it's the road Jim lives on.
Clausen.
Oh.
Clausen. So there's a house there that the back of it, that they own the property that goes all the way down through that ravine and
Yeah,
comes
the very last house that.
comes up on
Window boat.
comes up
One right
on
in front of
First
Ron's.
Street.
Right in front of Ron's house.
Yeah.
So apparently back in 2016, I had to call Fred and get the information again, but apparently back in 2016, our guys had dumped some, you might remember this, Rod, our guys had dumped some road materials and some other things on that property.
Oh, right on the corner?
Yeah.
They own clear over there?
Yeah. So
I'll show that to
so
everybody later.
they called the IEPA or the EPA, and they came out, and our guys admitted it. Yeah, we did it, whatever. And so rather than being fined, there was an agreement that we would clean it up and that we would put up a sign and a fence.
Yeah.
And so we've got a fence there and a sign that says no dumping or whatever. Anyway, that the property owner says they're getting ready to want to sell that property, and said that there's a bunch of people dumping back there again. And I think the person was confused about, what our responsibility was and wasn't, and so forth. So what we did is I told her that I would make it a point of emphasis with the sheriff's department, so that when they do their patrols, just to swing down by there, and if they see somebody dumping, then let us know. So that was one of the new actions that we agreed to take. But beyond that, I told her we've met our obligation to the EPA, and so.
There's no trespassing sign, that's the landowner's problem.
And then Roger even went a step further, because I think her property ends, and then there's like another property next to it that has like a little drive.
Is it easement that goes down to there?
So Roger put one of our barricades up there that said no dumping on it, and so I feel like we've gone above and beyond.
Right back here, isn't it?
No, it's right down here.
The end of First. The end of First.
Yeah.
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 So if you hear any noise about it or whatever, we've met our obligation. We've done what we said we would do. We've not dumped in there since.
A long time.
But I do know that there are people that pull into that little drive there, and I think they do dump. And then, but that's not her property, so yeah, it went all the way over there. Yeah.
So who owns the rest of the ditch all the way through there? Every house along the
Well,
road?
on the other side, because I looked it up to see who owned on the other side of her, that would be the north side of her, and it said somebody by the name of Przybelski. It looked like they.
William Probelski.
Well, I know
from
that
Riverside, Illinois.
Yeah.
Let's see, it's weird back in there, cause you got the two houses, the house behind the sewer treatment plant, the two back there own kinda up behind there. And then Phil Bork owns some of that, it runs clear back along. And then there is a weird chunk up in there, kinda in the middle, that I think the only access is that easement. I don't even know if you can see anymore, I remember as a kid, it was right off the corner, kinda down behind the houses.
Well, the other thing that's happening is that hill's kind of eroding, and it's working its way back towards the road, so that's eventually gonna be an issue. And I know we've got I think,
We couldn't even do anything with that property. We couldn't build on it or anything,
yeah.
I think.
Why it's cut up like that.
Probably been a long, long time. That's why.
Yeah, it's, again, I felt like she was confused because she was like, I have pictures that proves that the village, dumped things. And I'm like, well, no, we admitted it and took care of it. And, that's all, that was 10 years ago,
It was tree loss, storm damage.
Yeah. I understand.
Anything else to come before the board?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Mike.
Just a reminder that we're skipping the 5:25 meeting. So no meeting.
That's what I was just getting ready.
Okay, sorry. And the June 8th meeting will be loaded, right? Because we're going to have public hearings for the pre-annexation and assuming it gets approved, and for the Title II and the zoning map and the CEDC recommendations.
Oh,
We'll make it easy.
So that's going to be a long one.
it'll be a long.
I recommend the-
So enjoy that you don't have to come on the 25th of May.
I recommend the administrator attach trustee Miller on. the
Okay,
next
yeah,
meeting.
I will do that. Yeah, I will do that.
Nothing else to come before the board, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.